I watched so much anime in my life, so I finally decided to put it in a good use. I managed teams for many years, and I know what forms a good manager. Today we'll break down several management styles on cool examples from popular anime. I will explain what is, in my opinion, a crucial skills for manager, and we'll rate these fellas based on how they meet the standards. And if you're not into anime at all, I will give you a few memes about your boss that none of your friends will ever understand. Let's go! When I say a good leader, who do you think of? Mahatma Gandhi, Bill Gates, maybe Elon Musk? Or you may be thinking about leaders who never existed in the first place. Dumbledore, Gandalf the Grey, Darth Vader. Anime is a style of visual art, the same as movies or series. I took some of the most popular animes and have picked 3 very different but extraordinary leaders with interesting management styles. I will break down each one of them based on 5 skills that I believe are important for a good leader. Ability to delegate and give up responsibility, how motivating and inspiring they are, how they give and receive feedback, the level of team building, and finally, their level of a personal authenticity. And the first leader is Erwin from Attack on Titan, the commander of Survey Corps, military organization created to explore and fight Titans. He has several direct reports and a big military organization below him, which makes him an equivalent of our head of a function or department. Erwin is an example of an excellent delegator. He always explains what he expects from his team and shares with them the responsibility for the final results. He also gives his team a freedom to decide the tactics and way of executing things, which is nice. He also has a great eye on spotting other people's potential and giving them tasks that will allow this potential to show through, even if these people don't understand their strengths yet. Very good quality for a manager. 5 out of 5. Now, motivation. What I like about him is that he uses different motivational approaches depending on who he's working with. For example, he doesn't explain all the details when he is speaking to his whole organization from a stage, but rather shares a bigger purpose why we're doing what we're doing. But when he speaks to his closest team, he explains the logic behind his decisions, allowing them to contribute and even challenge his judgment. Because when team is allowed to be a part of a discussion, it's actually an incredible motivational boost. And from the inspirational points, his willingness to sacrifice himself for a greater good made him well respected by his subordinates. 5 out of 5. Feedback-wise, he is not that good. He was giving feedback to someone in anime, which is good, but he kind of gave this feedback in the form of a riddle sometimes, which can be highly confusing. If you have ever experienced your manager trying to tell you something about that time when you screwed up, but indirectly you understand the awkward pain of all this. I also never saw anyone in anime who would give him feedback, which is usually not a good sign for a manager. I would say feedback is 2 out of 5. Erwin is good at uniting the team with a bigger purpose and celebrating team wins, although he does not influence his team culture very well. He has one direct report with a pretty toxic communication style, and he obviously does not correct it in any way, although it affects team members.
Oi, Eren. Oi! 全然なってない。全てやり直せ。
3 out of 5. Erwin is a very self-conscious person. He understands his strengths very well and knows how to leverage it. I think he's very true to his authentic self and he develops a leadership style that corresponds to his values. 5 out of 5. Overall, strong 4 out of 5. To be honest, I think I would be able to work with Erwin Smith as a manager only if the job itself would not be associated with such a high risk for health and safety. Leader number 2 is Makima, aka that hot lady from Chainsaw Man. A public safety devil hunter and a head of a Division 4. She occupies a role that I would describe as a combination between bureaucratic and field work. Makima is known by her very calm personality, but also manipulative tendencies. I think that her delegation style is kind of based on no interference rule. So after she explains what she expects and the necessary context, she's basically done. She's very good at inspiring others. She can see the deepest desires and intentions of other people, which also makes her a good negotiator. And she's perfectly comfortable manipulating them. She sets expectations well, but then she's barely involved in the process. I would say she's borderline too detached. And because of that, sometimes she fails to provide her team a necessary support.
ここで私ができることは終わりました。
Delegation 3 out of 5, motivation 4 out of 5, -1 point for plain dirty. Feedback-wise, Makima is very nice and polite when addressing failures. She also reacts well when some of her subordinates challenges her.
仲良くできそう？
全然。こいつクズですよ。
仲良くできそうでよかった。
5 out of 5. Team building is tricky because Makima is only sensitive to a mood of the people who are the most important in the team, to her star employees.
では、失礼します。
早川くんも少し頭が柔らかくなった？
She's not afraid to get informal with them, sometimes too informal.
好きなの言いなよ。私お金出すから。
She actually doesn't put much effort into team building. What she's doing is she delegates that to some of her trusted team members. It is a workaround, but she could do a better job here. 2 out of 5. Makima is for sure a very charismatic leader. She's always calm but very confident and powerful. But it's obvious that she has her own agenda and that's why she manipulates all the people around her. So her true motivations and intentions are hidden and smart people can feel that she is insincere.
そうすれば、ヨンカは今より動きやすくなって、より悪魔から人を救える。
嘘つき。
1 out of 5. Overall, 3 out of 5. She's that type of a charming leader that is doing everything that should be done on paper, but honestly doesn't really care about you. Possible, but tough to work with in the long run. Finally, number 3, Kibutsuji Muzan, also known as Michael Jackson from Demon Slayer. The main antagonist, the king of all demons, with the unique ability of injecting his blood into his victims and turn them into demons that way. Interesting hiring strategy. He created an organization of 12 the most powerful demons and manages them as his direct reports. Side note, 12 people is too much to have as your direct report. Muzan. He is a classical autocratic leader.
神戸を垂れてつくばえ。
Our guy does set expectations, but never explains why. He always controls the information, which leaves his team just blindly following his commands. He gives up his responsibilities for sure, but the way he's doing that is extremely unsupportive. 2 out of 5. Muzan's motivational strategy is based on 2 components. A compensation scheme based on the access to a valuable resource, his blood.
耳に花札のような飾りをつけた鬼狩りを殺せばもっと血を分けてやる。
This is a positive reinforcement. And another one is a huge threat that all of his direct reports experience. If they make mistakes, they will be punished, kicked out, or even killed. This is a positive punishment. He adds an unpleasant stimulus to reduce an unwanted behavior. It can be an effective scheme, but if you ask me, the proportion of the punishments, it's just too much, it's disbalanced.
お前はどのような役に立てる？
あなた様の血を分けていただければ私は必ず血に順応してみせます。
なぜ私がお前の指図で血を与えねばならんのだ？
Maybe 3 out of 5. He does give feedback, although he's doing that in a pretty brutal form. He's kind of more in the role of a father that you disappointed than an adult manager who cares about your growth, and that's why giving a constructive feedback.
ご安心くださいますよ。お前は何か思い違いをしているようだな。赤座。
I would recommend Muzan to read Radical Condor and Crucial Conversations to work on a skill. His team building is laughable. His whole management style is based on demons only working independently. They don't cooperate with one another at all. Embarrassing 1 out of 5. I haven't seen the end yet, but I already have a feeling that Muzan has some unresolved issues that maybe does not allow him to be fully true to his authentic self. Apart from that, bright personality that correlates with his leadership style. 4 out of 5. Overall, 2.4 out of 5. I wouldn't work in his team for the death of me, which in this case could be a real scenario. As you can see, none of them are perfect. And if I go back to real life, I only envy you if you can say that you found a manager who is absolutely perfect for you. Oftentimes, the more we work and observe different leaders, the better we understand what kind of leaders we actually want to be ourselves. Good luck if you're on that journey. I root for you.